So I guess we're just going to set our intention to move through time and space through dimensions stand before the energy of Solidifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What have you got, Todd?
Just appeared not just as a vision, but as a force you can feel.
Yep.
What's that? Okay.
Yep. Is that it? What was the vision?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it first appeared as the gold Soulogy tree, and then it became that, but so much more. And then it immediately connected to my feet, like the earth has been doing. And it's, I guess, unplugged in.
I have to pause you because I didn't hear the actual symbol. You cut out briefly.
It appeared as the Soulogy tree.
Yes,
Like this.
this is the one I'm standing in front of.
Right.
Looking at it, to me, it's carrying the essence of spring.
Of what?
Spring. So, you know, when we've seen it before, we saw it as fruit on the tree. And it's just telling me all these beautiful golden little, they look like butterfly wing flowers. You know, it's quite translucent flowers. And so when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is like spring. And I heard yes.
Mm.
So, I've seen this almost, well, not identical, but very, very similar, a massive big tree, in settings from 15 years ago, and being invited to go into the tree. So I'm being asked if we would like to go inside of it, but I don't want to interfere in where you're at either. I know that you're connecting in with it through Earth or something by the sounds of it.
No, actually, what I was going to say is it feels like there's a deep merging to take place. So I'm right there. I'm right there with you.
Okay, so I've got my left hand out ready to grab your right hand again, and we're going to walk through the door together.
Yeah, it was already waiting.
Mm-hmm. It's opposite to what I was expecting, but I've got walking down like 1,000-year-old stairs, like we're going down, down, down. I fully expected to go up. So it's a real surprise as I'm walking down, and I can see the glimmer of all those different blue, green. It's almost like there's a big pool down there, and the light from the pool is, flashing at the end of these stairs.
Mm. It's like miles long.
Yes, it feels like it's going to go on forever. And how long is this walk going to take? But at the same time, it feels like it's just around the corner as well. And I'm hearing that we haven't visited this part of Solidifying before, and so with the walking down the stairs and the length of it is, each step that we're taking, we're adjusting a little bit more to the energy of it, and a little bit more, and a little bit more.
Yes.
Activating something deep in my root, and I feel like there's the blue-green tones. Blue-green, it is like a body of water within that root chakra, and that's where I'm going. That's where we're going.
Ditto.
But if we would like to reignite or merge with, if we would like to merge with our original seed point of the plan.
Yes.
Yes. Mm. Okay. So they just told me that that was the original seed of the plan. The flower was going to open up and commence that. And they're letting us know that we're just on the verge of hitting a point where, like, the seed starts, like something starts again, like spring. The flower comes, it is what it is. It wilts, it dies, and then it comes out again.
I was. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was given a word, and I know the word, I never knew what it meant. And I can't think of the word, but it's a name. It's both a verb and a noun. And it starts with an A. And the noun, represents a type of plant that only comes up in the perfect weather, blooms and dies. It's called a certain type of thing. And the root of the word, the verb, is to seed and sprout in basically the perfect conditions. You only live for that, and you're never in, like a lower frequency. It's a weird word, but I'll find it. Like the most special plants. It's a deeper magnetic connection for the masculine. So for the first time, he can feel it all the time. It feels the vibration because his body vibrates, right? And this is just happening. And this, merging is obviously being brought into the collective.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we thought we were doing this session without Solidifying, but I guess our doorway in. For me, when you were talking, I was experiencing as a new base being laid again, like the new soil, the new building.
Yeah.
Like the foundation. It might not have everything it needs, but here are some bricks. What am I going to do with these bricks? Right, so supplying all the foundation, the base, and that energy feels very, very masculine, like the masculine has done that now. It's been achieved.
I have to tell you the vision that I saw before we said anything. There was a triangle in this golden white, like a rose golden white light. And you and I were standing as we're holding hands, but on, each end of one side of this triangle. On the other side was like at first I'll just say how it went, our son. And it looked like Jesus. So we were looking at him, and then and it was Triad. There was no father, son, it wasn't anything like that, mother, it wasn't like that. It was just three that were connected as one. And and then he turned into the feminine, her half. And she was so, it was like everyone knew that the mother had been, it was the mother, right? And so immediately I went to one knee and bowed towards her, and he, because he just split from her, right? Bowed to you. And then that's how it kind of ended. I don't know if it was going to go on, but that's when we entered. So I don't know what that was about.
I don't know if you remember this, but this is actually an absolute continuation from the last one that we did. Because they showed us what this was going to look like when the masculine and feminine had completely merged and allowed that doorway to open to oneness. And this translucent golden energy presented itself, Todd. Remember?
Yeah.
And so today we're actually experiencing this within that third. That's the first cloud of the third energy, that first creation.
Yeah. Well,
That for us is like our
no,
mission path as a couple to birth that, to rebirth that. So what better merging could you have with that third energy that we saw the other day than actually walking in to the tree that showed itself to us in Georgia?
and at the same time, we're physically incarnated doing it in the physical, like with everything else, like with ourselves, and like with our relationship. It's the new build, the new construction, whatever you said a while ago. And it's what you called. You said that the third energy was carried both, and that was the final piece. That's where it's solidified. And that's what I think this is part of.
Yeah.
It's also, I mean, Soulogy is a part of it. Obviously, our third energy is where you would think is bigger than that, but it's obviously in both the physical and in the etheric, and it's very much a part of this. I mean, it's, obviously there's, I'm sure, more infiniteness around that. What are you feeling in your body?
My legs, my mid thighs, right down both legs, are sending down like roots of energy, grounding and anchoring onto the planet itself.
Jesus.
So like the dirt that he built, so what he's done in the last 2 weeks and the dirt that he built was the base to be able to plant the new tree. And that's just the metaphor. The other way that it's being seen is the flowers that are like that. You can see all the buds, ready to. Oh, this is because I'm being shown that the frequency of love that we had for each other pretty much from the first moment.
That's right.
And with what she knew, everything she'd been learning that she wasn't able to share, he was looking for someone that she could share that with. And so we started practicing immediately. And as humans started to understand our love. And from there, they planted this tree together. They ignited it. Their love ignited this tree. And then the tree sprouted and grew fruit, and then, it went through summer and autumn, and then the leaves fell off and the fruit fell off. And so now it starts again. And this is our metaphor for us. This is the energy that's being ignited around the planet, the masculine. You imagine that grid, and the bottom of the grid where the masculine has turned up all the dirt, ready for the new seeds and the new plantings and the new growth. He's prepared it all now. So what happens with this new seed? If one wants to overwater and one wants to underwater, you're going to see the third energy. You're practicing that, you're getting more and more active and feeling it playing that third role within the relationship. So that the masculine and feminine and the golden child really start learning to work as one. So the activation for this comes in now, and in 3 days' time, we will feel it collectively fully activated and ignited upon the grid.
We should go back down those stairs.
Say that again.
Perhaps we should go back down to those stairs.
I'm down in there.
That's what I was.
I am surrounded by those colours, Todd, on that picture that we put up. And as part of these sessions, you know, that the 2 circles, and what the very beginning thing that we saw was a disc coming down around us, and it was one disc. So that picture, that picture represents the 2 coming together almost to ignite into a unified beacon of light. And this is happening all over the world, throughout the collective grid, right now.
Yeah, I was standing and I looked down and it's all these colors. They weren't on the walls or anything, but they're not at first, but they were all over. And that's why I said, shit, we're multidimensional. Did I walk down the stairs too? Did we walk down the stairs? And that's why I said it like I did.
For me, we're standing in the middle of that symbol, that blue-green symbol with the 2 triangles. In the ignition of it, we're actually standing within that now. This is down here. And at the same time, it's in the root chakra.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I see what you mean. I was standing on it. I wasn't in the hole. And it's in the root chakra.
This is sitting within the root chakra, and I'm being shown as in the moment that spark, like that absolute realization, is just like a spark of energy from within ignites that whole root chakra.
I can feel
it. The feminine have sent the roots now down through the earth that he prepared, So she was the seed and he was the womb. She sent her roots down into their one merged, unified. Our chakras are changing. That's why in the groups we've been doing so much chakra work. Okay. So it's getting ignited up in the root chakra. The roots that she has planted her roots through the bottom of it to send it down into the earth that he prepared, that he's preparing. And it slowly blasts out and ignites up and fills the human being first.
Literally.
Literally. And there's a concentrated energy of that moving up from the very base of the spine.
Yep.
Moving up and coding via the spine with that blood mouth that had been opened up in the last couple of weeks. It's now able to move up through the brain and out through the top chakra.
$11.
These sessions that we're now putting out is what we've been doing with each other from the moment we met. And then the sessions were expanded out into groups. And the next thing after groups was community. So our sessions of the oneness that we experience with self are being shared into groups, into community. And that is our metaphor for what we're doing, but all over the planet. This is occurring through the collective. So I'm standing in this green, aquary, bluey tones mist, which is in the base of the chakra, the root chakra of the tree. And at the same time, we're all here together. Todd and Morgan within. Todd's root chakra, Morgan's root chakra, and the golden child's root chakra, all there together in full consciousness, creating a new spark of energy, a new unified ignition.
Excuse me, the movement in the spine is stronger this time than the other times. It's very powerful.
So the account of it was standing in a massive big ball of white, gold, light, and just experiencing that spark, that explosion of energy within. And making a conscious choice to visit the third energy again. Studied this yesterday morning. It was energetically manifested, and here you are today to become the experiencer and the observer and the creator all at once. This is the collective ignition, the integration, anchoring, embodying, being. Ignites it into the earth itself. Everything anchored and embodied in that grid, now anchored and embodied into the earth as well. There's new pathways, new codes, new data, new frequencies available, anchored and embodied here through the individual.
And from there, And consciously connect to the beginning, to this grid. can you repeat?
Like
Can you repeat that?
Consciously making the choice to feel yourself on this grid, in this grid, within this grid.
Yes.
Bringing it into visions, if you're doing it, via meditation or dreams or just imagination or creating pictures of it, or this merging of this grid, that the greater power is becoming the higher frequency because the foundations have been laid. That's the new frequency of creation. So working within them, visiting them, putting yourself to sleep in them, but just allowing this new grid to consciously activate within your own personal light matrix grid.
Yeah.
the two of you used to visit the tree often, almost daily, just the two of you together. The way you held each other, the way you, everything that you did together. It was ready to grow new fruit. And so winter needed to occur. And as a woman, it feels like the metaphor I get is I saw me standing on a huge set of hands. And when I leant over to see who was behind the hands, it was you.
Mm.
The root being the seat of your soul. Picture of being held feels like swinging in a swing just above the soil that was laid and the new seeds that were planted.
It's the deepest physical embodiment.
Yeah, okay, so just before you said that, I was seeing this vision and greeny tones, which are now more pure, like the blue-green mixed tones of the heart. And the higher heart is all the pink sort of tones.
Mm.
And I'm being shown that the two operating as one is the third, is the trinified energy, the higher heart and the heart chakras merged as one and us having access. That's what we choose. We're choosing the two working as one.
That, that activated me. The whole thing with the colors. And then when you said that the third energy was the merging of the two, I saw all the colors of the third energy and it activated me again in the root, even more so.
So this is code for what's currently happening. And I was just asked, so if you could activate this and have this fully, as a new foundation of your being. Would you want that?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm. Of course.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this, but we've been doing it. Gosh, we've been doing this for a long time, but I think it started like early last year. We've been seeing ourselves having external chakras activated. And we've been shown that they've actually always been there, but as the veil came down and you hit this space, you've now got the power energy of the human chakras and that second layer of chakras, that far outer layer again, that we've all been activating, the like just in the last week or two, the sacral and the heart, creating a new chakra, and the color of that was peachy, apricot-y, like a bronze. Oh, these outer chakras, far further out in our field, are the chakras that are part of the networking of oneness. We're actually activating a collective chakra system that's now operating consciously within our own fields.
Mm. Mm.
And then I've just been told to say, you're activating your cosmic chakras.
I keep seeing all those new colors.
Seeing us, sorry, you about to talk?
No. Go ahead.
I'm seeing us, it looks like in like a rock pool, and it's, for some reason, it's all white, like light on the bottom. But we're surrounded in the colours of the aquas, the field, like this magnificent mist, which is all the colours of that thing that we put up the other day. And remember, it started with around this. It was in those colours that came around, and we were standing in the centre.
Yeah.
We're actually in it now. We're embraced. We're holding each other, and everything around us is this fluidy, misty, those colours, and surrounding that rocks and dirt and
Mm.
The root chakras coming together within the third energy of self, all three root chakras
Yes.
in one and expanding up into a spark of light.
This is wild.
This is the deepest true chakra merging that we've ever done.
I know. Mm.
This is wild. I'm being saying what they've been saying to me. So what you saw was truth. You are the seed and he is the womb. He planted the earth and awaited your seed. And together as one, they created the reality they dreamed. Feel like I'm watching conception and all self-splitting. New birth, new creation. What was that noise? Are you up?
No, I'm removing my pillows so I can lay my head flat.
Everything I'm seeing now. So remember that tunnel yesterday? The tunnel was all black and there were all these rainbow coloured lights around it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm seeing exactly the same thing, only now lime green is pouring in to the planet.
That's what the floor looked like. That's what the floor looked like at the bottom of the stairs. Because I told you I didn't see it on the wall. I saw this, and I just kept hearing solidified, and that we are walking on the new Earth grid by conscious
Yes,
choice.
yeah, and we're actually anchoring, bringing in all of these new things too. So the lime green is the solar plexus and the heart merged as one, creating access to that lime green outer merged chakra. So I'm seeing lime green pouring in, and I'm seeing a bit of dirt got seeds put in it, and some of the flowers, a lot of the flowers coming out are lime green. So it's like it's something new on Earth that's going to be available. Alignment with that energetic color.
And the new chakras are merging. Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
You go to sleep.
What?
You went to sleep.
I'm not asleep.
Oh,
I'm having it's just keeps it's going and going and going. I'm just receiving it or merging or are you feeling anything?
um, well, yes. Well, I have been. It's settling down now. So they're telling me that, and I haven't looked at enough of these pictures, but they're telling me that the I think it's called aurora. You know,
Yeah,
those coloured lights.
yeah.
They're telling me that the aurora is sending out these signals all over the world. Like there are signs of this coming, like planting seeds that all the dots get joined, and consciousness itself is where it all happens. So whatever we are conscious of, the moment it comes into consciousness and a new choice is made, it is done.
Yes. Yeah, this energy pushed up through the spine again. It
Yeah.
kind of, like you said, it kind of like started to like fade a little bit, and you could still feel it, and then it went all the way again. But much more than the other times. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Creation occurs because of and only in the Trinity energy. It's always been that way, only we forgot the coding of it and went and played in duality. So collectively, the Trinity energy has been reactivated as the highest frequency for creation.
That's right. That's right. The 369 is what has solidified. It's a solid grid.
Right. So Todd, what as you were talking then, what they were showing me was with us in the root chakra of Solidifying, and having done this consciously and together, it's a new energy, like it's a massive big thing of like a ball of light sitting in that root chakra, and I'm being shown that as soon as we choose to, we can send that out into the root, which is send that out into our own light matrix, connecting in, with other parts of the grid. So if we want to, it's going to happen. They want us to consciously see that energy that has just happened up through the roots of Solidifying.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know why, but I'm hearing and seeing, I think the colour of aquamarine. It's really, as it's going out, it's almost like a crystalline aquamarine colour going out into the roots, into the grid, into the veins, into the neural pathways.
Mm. It's exactly the color.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
saying crystalline light code is actually almost like this liquidy, lighty sort of thing moving through our very veins, through our very neural pathways. It's okay, so I'm being told that that's the intention, which signal is the activation, and to allow this to form in self-awareness and consciousness within the self in the coming days.
Mm.
I think this is done, Todd. I think it's time to stop recording.
Mm.